was the steroid year. And so we'd already contracted him to come talk, and he could have backed out, first of all, and he didn't. He chose not to do that. So, tip of the cap for that, because he could have just walked away. Did not do it. Well, we probably not sold because we give away our tickets. We probably had more people at that banquet than we've ever had. And you had to have a ticket because of it was such a media storm. And we had media outside. They were offering people $50 to come in and listen to Roger talk, and so we had to place policemen outside to keep people. You had to have a ticket. No cameras. That was one of his deals. He went up and he talked. He said, "I'll take some questions." And to his credit, he came up there and spoke, and it was a great talk about just because he wasn't he was just an average dude in high school. And he really took off in college and became, built him to what we talked about earlier about making yourself what you want to be. And that's something he talked about, keep working at it. And, it was really cool to have him there show up and go ahead and keep talking.
Yeah, he's passionate about the Texas Longhorns, and neat to see both his boys play at a high level for his alma mater, the Texas Longhorns, and go on to do some great things there. So, well, Coach, tell us a little bit about the message that you want to have for this year as you continue to carry the flag for the Texas High School Baseball Coaches Association, the mission for the organization, and what you would like our audience to take away from it.
Well, the thing about we're there is to support our coaches. We're a voice for our coaches. Of course, obviously, a couple years ago, we had the pitch count deal come up, and we knew that was coming down the road. We follow the National Federation of High School rules, and they'd already told us that's fixing to happen. You better get ready. And our rule before was pretty lax. I don't think the high school coaches were really abusing it. You might have, I can't say all of them didn't, but, you might have one or two that maybe had gone a little bit crazy. But for the most part, I think everybody had a pretty much idea of what they want to do with their pitchers. I don't think anybody was out there throwing their pitchers 150 pitches or whatever. And so we got together, the UIL, who governs us, asked us to get together and come up with a committee and come up with a plan of what we wanted to do. And so we sent out a survey to our coaches, and there was a wide range of stuff. And, of course, you got them back saying we don't need a new pitch count. Well, it doesn't matter whether you thought we have to have it. And so that was a big voice, was changing that, helping out with the pitch count. The 2 out of 3 series, at one time it was just if a guy said I wanted to play one-game playoff, it was a one-game playoff. So we got that changed with UIL, where now it's at least you have to talk about it. We're working on with UIL right now, giving the district champion. This is one of the things I've been real vocal about, is that if you're a district champion, once you get to the playoffs, there's no advantage. I'm just, and especially where I am out in West Texas, you get held, hostage. I've got a really good team, and the guy from El Paso says, I just want to play you one game. I go, I want to play, we're playing one. I want to play one.
They've got one ace pitcher, and you've got two or three.
And I'm good for a series, but they've got that one guy, and I don't want to play. And then I go, well, we're going to flip. So and get ready for them. They go, I'll tell you what. If you'll come to El Paso, I'll play you 2 out of 3. And so I'll go to El Paso. And so, it's not really right. I don't think the rule is supposed to be that way. And so we're working on changing it to district champion, much like they're doing in 6A football. We're working on trying to get that to where the district champion has a say, either a 2 out of 3 or maybe a site, or I get a home field. I want to play at my place. We're having to work out, because you all didn't want to say, well, you just because you're district champion, you get the site and 2 out of 3. You can have, probably get site. You want to play at your field, something like that. So that's what the Texas high school baseball coaches is a way to help other coaches, young, old, whatever. I've had such a great time doing it. I've been fortunate I got to do a thing called Team Texas, where we took juniors. We had the juniors Sun Belt. We took juniors up there, have a sophomore team. For the longest time, we did a senior one, and unfortunately, it folded. After the guy, talking about booms and busts, the oil man in Oklahoma went under, and so that went away. But I mean, just the camaraderie, going out and coaching with other coaches, learning so much, and then being around some really great players. I mean, we have our all-star game, and some of the guys you see out there are just you go, man, I could have won some games with that team right there. But that's what the association is for to me, is to help grow. And we're the largest high school coaches association, baseball coaches association in the world. We're second in size to ABCA. Obviously, they're way bigger, but it's amazing. I know when we had you talked about, you had Jeremy Sheetinger here, and I brought him in 2 years ago to speak, and he was just amazed at how many people were there. He could not believe it. It's if you haven't been to the convention, it's in Waco. It's pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, I can personally attest to it. I along with my DBAT colleagues, were there in Waco. And it's just the coaches, they get excited. It's the first, second week of January, right before the season starts. So they're purchasing equipment for their season. They're talking strategy. It's just a great way to kick off the new season in Texas high school baseball. And
one of the things that we did change, I should have mentioned this. This is a change coming up this year, is that the first scrimmage that we've had has been on the Monday. I guess after you've had a week of practice, we asked he said, can we move it up to Saturday, a couple days before. That way you can play a little bit longer. Weather's a little bit better. It's not quite as cold playing a night game on Monday or Tuesday night. And so you do get to start a scrimmage now. You can actually pick up an extra scrimmage this year starting 2019. And that's something that John Carter at Round Rock, who is our UIL rep, he pushed that one through. So it's kind of been neat to be involved in some of those things and trying to push through some things to get UIL to change some ideas, or at least talk to us about some ideas.
Now, you retired from coaching at the high school level, but you want to continue your coaching with youth and high school players. You've accepted a new role with DBAT Permian Basin as the Director of Baseball Operation Camps and Clinics. That's got to be an exciting opportunity to impact so many kids from, we'll say 8 to 18 out there in West Texas.
Well, I've always said, everybody, the last several years it's always been, when you're going to retire, when you're going to retire. And I was like, whenever I find something I want to do, and the biggest thing is, I'd had offers to go work in the oil field, do something there. And I could have made some money there, but I wanted to, like I said before, I believe I was put on this earth to be a teacher and to be a coach. And I said, if I could stay in baseball, I'd do it. When I was in Victoria, I got involved in a batting cage in Victoria with two other professional baseball players. And I was like, we know baseball. We don't know anything about business. We need a businessman. And so we got a business guy there to help us out. And so I got involved in a batting cage in Victoria before I came to Midland. And I had a blast. I had more fun doing that thing. And so I've always said, if I could do that outside of, my retirement life, I'd do it. And the DBAT, Chris Wilson called me, I guess in December, and asked if I'd be interested in doing it. I said, yeah, we'd talk. And so we kind of talked off and on. He said, I don't need, obviously I don't need an answer until end of the season, but it worked. It just fit, and it felt right. And we have some batting cages, but we don't have anything like DBAT. And you talk to people around the area, hey, we got DBAT coming, and they're like, everybody knows that. They're like, oh yeah, we know all about DBAT. So there's a lot of excitement there. We just got to get our building built. That's where hopefully we'll get that open this fall, sometime October, November. I'm hoping, and hoping we can teach some kids how to play baseball.
Well, it's cool. You brought one of your commemorative bats with you. I think you mentioned your Midland Bulldog Booster Club got it for you. Yep. Once you secured your 500th victory, it's a DBAT, I believe a DBAT Fungo that celebrates your 500th victory. That's a cool deal.
Well, it's kind of weird because years ago I saw Cade at the Texas High School Baseball Convention in Waco, and I went, man, we need to get a DBAT open in Midland. He goes, man, if we could ever find a piece of property out there that they don't want a whole thing of gold for, we could probably build one, because obviously
oil field economics
is brutal.
Held that up.
And I think I've ended up getting, I think Cade sent me a couple, and I've had the Booster Club has given me some. Anyway, I've got like 4 DBAT bats. I just thought it was ironic that kind of happened that way, that DBAT is the one that came out there, and I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I get to work with not just Midland High kids now. I get to work with kids from, all across the area. I had some fun with it earlier when Chris brought me some DBAT shirts, and and I had a maroon one, which is Lee Rebels, and I put it on and put that on Twitter, and you just thought I shot the Pope or something.
I saw that. That was funny.
Yeah, they were.
You got to have some humor.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, and I was trying, and Chris was like, man, you had to pick the maroon one. And I was like, well, I just thought it'd be fun. And so then the next day I did the purple one for Midland High, and then I did blue for Midland Christian and everybody else, and red for Odessa High, black for Permian. So it's just kind of, I need some more shirts so I can go find some more colors, I guess. But anyway, it's been a lot of fun so far. I'm excited about getting it done. Hopefully we can get it open soon, because I'm ready. I've been retired for 3 months. I got to start doing something. My wife's going to kick me out of the house if I don't do something.
You mentioned Benny Jones earlier. I know Kate Griffiths has a few Benny Jones stories.
Oh.
We got a lot of content. We want to have you on again, Coach. It's been great having you.
You bet.
And meeting you here in person. And we'll see you probably again before January.
Yep.
And we look forward to following your success. And thank you so much, Coach Barry Russell, for joining us here on Behind the Dish.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it, John. It's been a lot of fun.
Hey everybody, my name is Kyle and I'm the producer for Behind the Dish with John Piper. We want to get everybody involved here on the show, so make sure you tell your friends and your team about us and subscribe. We put a lot of effort in here to bring you the topics and guests that we think are relevant to the sport of baseball and to your everyday life. We want to partner with you to spread the love of baseball and the life lessons that go with it to you and your friends. So thank you for listening, and we'll see you on the next one.